Okay, ow! Okay, hi! I'm Cherry and you've stumbled upon my channel, and today we are going to be doing the DNF book tag. Fun fact, I was tagged by Jess over at Jess the Book Freak, and it is actually the very first tag that I got tagged in. That is a lot of tags, but you get the point. It is the very first tag that I got tagged in, and during that time, I think I only had like 10 or something subscribers. I don't know. I feel like I had like 5. But I was very new then. I think I had like 1 or 2 videos up when Jess tagged me. And I was so excited because I was like, oh my god. But it took me forever to do, which I feel really bad about. But better late than never, we are doing this tag right now. Jess sent the Book Bureau of Investigation straight to my house. Have I mentioned who made this tag yet? I feel like I didn't. This tag was created by Gunpowder Fiction and Plot. I will be linking the original video as well as Jess's tag video in the description box down below if you guys are interested. Anyway, now let us get on to the questions. Oh my god, where are the questions? I lost it. Okay, hang on. Okay, question number 1. Do you DNF? I do not. The Book Bureau of Investigation is not getting anything from me because I do not DNF. Except last year, I DNF'd once. And granted, it was my first DNF in literal years. I really do not DNF, but I just could not read that book. I think I talked about it in my worst and most disappointing books of 2020, but it was Tell All by Chuck Palahniuk. I literally just could not get through the book. I understand literally nothing. So I'm not picking that back up. Other than that, no, I do not DNF. Question number 2. If you do DNF, does it count for your finished books for the month? No, it does not. I do not count it because I only count books that I read from cover to cover, or like 0 to 100% if I'm reading on my Kindle. I know some people do count unfinished books, but personally I don't. I mean, like I said, I rarely DNF, but if and when I do, I'm not gonna count it. Question number 3. Is there a difference between DNF and just putting the book down for a little bit? Definitely. In my opinion, there definitely is a difference, and so far I don't think I've seen anyone answer otherwise, because if you say you're DNFing a book, you're basically just giving up on it, like totally. But if you're just going to put the book down, it means you're gonna come back to it eventually. And from experience, personally, I do a lot of putting the book down, and I do come back to them eventually. Like last year, I started like 7 books and none of them were DNFs by any means. And by the halfway point of 2021, I did finish all of them already. That was the goal. Number 4. What popular books have you DNF'd? Have I DNF'd any popular books? Like I said, I don't really DNF, so I feel like with popular books, I will give it a chance so that I know why it's so popular. So no, I have not DNF'd any popular books, as far as I remember. Unless you count Chuck Palahniuk as like a popular author, which he kinda is. Number 5, what are some books you wish you DNF'd? Oh my god, where do I begin? I'm just going to count the books that I absolutely detested. So number 1, The Regulars by Georgia Clark. I thought it would be able to redeem itself by the end, but it really did not. It was a terrible book. Number 2, Alex as Well by Elisa Brugman. That one, from the very beginning, it was really irredeemable, and I don't know how I managed to get through it. I was warned by people when I was still book blogging that it is a terrible representation of intersex people, and it really was, and I don't know why I even gave it a chance. Another one is Nightshade by Lydia Peever. I thought something was gonna happen eventually, but up until the end, there was literally nothing that happened. I wanted to give up multiple times, but I didn't, and I really don't know how to feel about that. I'm kind of glad I didn't, but at the same time, it was also kind of a waste of time since I didn't really enjoy my time reading it. I also kind of wished I DNF'd Fangirl. That I feel like that's a very hot take, and a very unpopular opinion because literally everyone in the book community loves fangirl. And people recommended it to me saying I was gonna relate because, oh, you're a writer and you write fanfiction, you're part of a fandom, you're a bookworm. But oh my god, the girl, what's her name? I don't even remember. But the main character was so fucking annoying. But at the same time, kind of glad I gave it a chance. I actually thought about rereading it again, but I don't want to put myself through that kind of misery. Number 6. Have you ever reattempted to read a DNF, and was this successful for you? Yes, I have. This specific DNF was Goodbye Tsugumi by Banana Yoshimoto, which was a book I had to read for a book report back in high school. And it wasn't even the teacher's pick. It was my mom helped me pick it out from the bookstore. And when I brought it to school, the teacher was like, okay, you know what, class, this is a really good book, blah, 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 blah. So I was, oh my god, I'm so proud my book is being recognized as a really good one. But I just could not get through it. I was so bored. But I still made the book report. I was like gathering context clues from different parts of the book that I skimmed through. And then last year, I decided to actually read the book from cover to cover properly. It was for the Asian Readathon and I successfully did it. And let me tell you, while it was an okay read, I realized that the conclusion that I put in the book report back in high school was totally fucking wrong. I only wrote what I managed to read from like the last few pages because I did not read the middle part, and just I was wrong. The the plot summary that I put in my book report was so fucking wrong. And now I feel like secondhand embarrassment for my high school self because I know my English teacher read that book and was probably like, oh my god, this dumbass bitch did not read the book. I'm glad I read it though because like Banana Yoshimoto is a very prolific writer, but the entire thing was just okay. It made me think a little bit. Number 7, what do you do with DNF books? I do nothing. Books that I DNF'd, or like book that I DNF'd and will DNF in the future, will go to my on haul pile, which I'll be getting rid of at the end of the year, hopefully. Hopefully someone else will enjoy the books more than I didn't. But for now, they are sitting on my shelves untouched and gathering dust. I can't even look at them. Like, whenever I like pass that one Chuck Palahniuk book, I didn't even put that book with my other Chuck Palahniuk books because I cannot stand to look at it. And I love looking at my other Chuck Palahniuk books. This one is just, I put it in like a shelf that I will have to look down very low to see. But I'm gonna get rid of it. I'm definitely getting rid of it. Number 8. Do you choose more or less risky titles based on your DNF policy? First of all, I do not really have a DNF policy. I don't really DNF books. Like I said, I DNF'd one book in like the last 5 or so years. But I don't choose less risky titles either because whatever catches my attention or a book that I'm extremely curious about, I will read it regardless if I feel like it'll be a 3-star, a 2-star, whatever. Sometimes I'm even in the mood for very risky titles. Some books that I feel like are out of my comfort zone or have like relatively low ratings and a lot of mixed reviews, because half the time, despite those factors, I end up enjoying them more than titles that are less risky. So no, I do not choose more or less risky titles. I choose whatever I feel like reading, ignoring the warning signs of the people that precede me. And finally, number 9, tag 5 other booktubers. I am going to tag a bunch of people, so please do check in the description box down below if you are on there. But if you're not and you want to do this, consider yourself tagged, honestly. Also, if you do this, just tell me because I really wanna watch your video or read your blog post. Maybe it'll inspire me to stop wasting my time in just DNF books I don't like. But I'm always like compelled to give every book a chance because one time, I think it was Seasons of the Storm, I wanted to DNF it so bad. But then when I finished it, I ended up giving it 4 stars because it ended up being amazing. Despite all the mixed reviews and despite the very rocky beginnings that I experienced. And that is why I don't DNF. Sometimes I get surprised. Sometimes, or a lot of the time, books surprise me. And I think a lot of them are worth giving a chance, especially since authors put like their entire heart and soul into their books. So even if you don't end up completely liking it, at least you're giving it a chance, you know? Does that make sense? Am I making sense? I am rambling. I cannot believe I'm sitting here for almost 20 minutes just rambling about DNFing books when I don't even DNF books. But anyway, those are my answers to the questions. And thank you again, Jess, for tagging me. It was the very first book tag that anyone tagged me in, and Jess is one of my very first friends here on BookTube, and I love her. So thank you once again, Jess, for being the person you are and for tolerating my bullshit. Anyway, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Goodbye! Ow, my shoulder. I slept funny and now it hurts. I can't even wave my hands.